stone owl, and they burn a bundle of wood in effigy, and they all wear fucking masks and shit. And then you actually have video footage of it, and this weird sort of a ceremony they're doing.
And whether it's satanic or not, they're
whatever
pretending.
The fuck it is. It's crazy.
They're pretending it is.
Whatever it is, it's crazy.
Sure, and I was there.
Pike.
And they hide.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah, go into that.
How did you sneak into the Bohemian Grove? That was amazing.
Well, people always said it was a setup that let me in. It wasn't quite like that, but we had an insider wanted to get me in to actually see it. And most people aren't bad that go to it. But the point is, it's kind of a gateway into all of this.
It's amazing. So this is you at Bohemian Grove, and you're on the other side of, like, it looks like a little pond or something. Is that what it is?
Feel free to play it. He goes, "Beyond old care, may fire make merriment with your dust. Begone old care."
It was so strange. It was so bizarre listening to that guy and the speaker blaring out across that lake.
Walter Cronkite.
Play it. Let's play some of this.
No, it was Walter Cronkite.
Lift it up, ye everlasting spires, for behold, here is Bohemia's shrine, and holy are the pillars of this house.
Sounds like a play for high school.
It is. It's all play. But religion started that way, as like entertainment.
So what do you think this is? Just some really ancient ritual that they're redoing?
Yeah, I thought it was no big deal till I was in the crowd of old men. They were just lavishing. They were like,
they loved it,
basically ejaculating in their pants without touching their peepees.
Are you sure? Are you projecting?
No, they were like in ecstasy.
What is it about people that love those secret societies? Like, you remember that JFK speech about secret societies?
We will not tolerate them.
Yeah, it's a fucking beautiful speech,
man.
Because pull it up, Jamie. Pull up JFK's speech about secret societies.
Normal people don't want power over others. They don't crave some secret essence.
Right.
They're looking for that secret place of the Most High.
Yeah, no, absolutely. But that's just like you were talking about pedophiles, just like, any other deviant, fucked up form of human thinking.
Crap.
Yeah,
I just want to go eat a big pile of steaks and drink some beer.
I like how you say. Let's crank this up.
Ladies and gentlemen, the very word secrecy is repugnant in a free and open society, and we are, as a people, inherently and historically opposed to secret societies, to secret oaths, and to secret proceedings.
I'm by myself, but JFK's playing. Put this on. I don't know if you've ever heard this.
Dangers of excessive and unwarranted
he's talking about secret societies.
Of pertinent facts far outweighed the dangers which are cited to justify it. Even today, there is little value in opposing the threat of a closed society by imitating its arbitrary restrictions. Even today, there is little value in ensuring the survival of our nation if our traditions do not survive with it. And there is very grave danger that an announced need for increased security will be seized upon by those anxious to expand its meaning to the very limits of official censorship and concealment. That I do not intend to permit to the extent that it's in my control. And no official of my administration, whether his rank is high or low, civilian or military, should interpret my words here tonight as an excuse to censor the news, to stifle dissent,
they knew it,
to cover up our mistakes, or to withhold from the press and the public the facts they deserve to know. For we are opposed around the world by a monolithic and ruthless conspiracy that relies primarily on covert means for expanding its sphere of influence, on infiltration instead of invasion, on subversion instead of elections, on intimidation instead of free choice, on guerrillas by night instead of armies by day. It is a system which has conscripted vast human and material resources into the building of a tightly knit, highly efficient machine that combines military, diplomatic, intelligence, economic, scientific, and political operations. Its preparations are concealed, not published. Its mistakes are buried, not headlined. Its dissenters are silenced, not praised. No expenditure is questioned, no rumor is printed, no secret is revealed. No president should fear public scrutiny of his program, for from that scrutiny comes understanding, and from that understanding comes support or opposition, and both are necessary. I am not asking your newspapers to support an administration, but I am asking your help in the tremendous task of informing and alerting the American people. For I have complete confidence.
We're cool. We kill it there. That's such a crazy speech because it's him talking about the structures that were already in place and about the dangers of withholding information from people, and him being forthright as a president in a way that we've never heard before since. Like, he's literally talking.
Until Trump. Trump's being like that now.
What did Trump tell you?
Well, let's just be clear. He's talking about our own military-industrial complex that Eisenhower just warned about, his outgoing predecessor. He's talking about the Soviets there at the same time. He was a really smart cookie.
The Eisenhower warning is one of the creepiest things in human history.
Oh, yeah, about the
really
military-industrial complex.
Yeah, because JFK, that sounded like he was talking about communism.
Yeah, pull up Eisenhower warns of the military-industrial complex.
Our farewell address.
He did it, but there's a clip that just has that segment of it. Which
you know what he said before?
Yeah, there was a lot.
He says there is a scientific, technocratic elite that is in control of all information and about to shut it down to the public. And then they will control the military. So beware the military. He wasn't saying the military was bad.
Right.
He said these technocrats,
military-industrial complex,
the eugenicists, were about to get control of it. The scientific people I'll tell you about.
See if you can find where it goes.
This is it,
Jamie.
This is the address right here.
Good evening, my fellow Americans. We now stand 10 years past the midpoint of a century that has witnessed 4 major wars among great nations.
Joe's right. Type in Eisenhower military industrial complex speech, yeah.
He's going to say it in here somewhere, but it's a 3-minute speech.
Hey,
just see if you can cue it up, Jamie.
Alex, it seems like Trump, everybody, a lot of smart people in different points of their life, they begin to realize how many lies they've been told. They begin to wake up. They're not totally woke up, but they begin to wake up. And then they find out about 9/11, but they don't believe all this other shit. And then they find out about this, but they don't believe in all that other shit. Then they find out about that. And then at the very high levels, like the dudes, there's like, yeah, all this shit is true. If you could follow the money, it's probably true. You might be wrong 1 or 2 or 3 times, but generally we're dealing with a totally crooked situation. What are they doing? They're not stealing money from corporations. You steal money from a corporation, they're going to come after you and kill you. What they're doing is it's the mastery of stealing tax money. That's what this is all about. It's just stealing tax money because nobody's going to go after. You steal tax money, you get all these programs and these bills passed.
Let's play this. Go ahead, Jamie.
These military contracts, the taxpayers are paying for all this.
Resources and livelihood are all involved. So is the very structure of our society. In the councils of government, we must guard against the acquisition of unwarranted influence, whether sought or unsought, by the military-industrial complex. The potential for the disastrous rise of misplaced power exists and will persist. We must never let the weight of this combination endanger our liberties or democratic processes.
Jesus Christ.
How could they let that out? Like, it was so tight, because you think about this. Back in the early days of radio and the early days of moving pictures, only the elite... Let me finish. Only the elite had access to this technology, moving pictures, radio, right from the get-go, right from day one.
They were programming it the way they wanted.
Yeah, right from day one. It wasn't like your average guy who was trying to help humanity. The guys who had this technology were like, damn, they believe whatever the fuck we say. Back in the day, you'd listen to the radio, those news reports, or when the movie pictures were
How about
invented.
Reefer Madness?
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Right from the get-go, TV, movies, radio,
propaganda.
All of it was propaganda.
Well, let me tell you what happened.
It never left.
Alex Jones, is aliens involved in this story, please?
No.
Talk about propaganda in movies.
Eisenhower had L.L. Limnitzer come to him.
Who?
That was the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff.
L.L. Limnitzer, is that his name?
No, just Google Operation Northwoods.
Oh, I know about that.
Sure. So they came to him and they said, we're going to launch terror attacks in America and start a war with the Soviets. He's like, well, I know they're evil, but we're not going to do that. So he fired him. Then JFK comes in. The same guys try to make him do it. He refuses, so they kill him.
Well, they wanted to have drone jetliners and blow them up and blame it on the Cubans.
9/11.
They wanted to arm Cuban friendlies and attack Guantanamo Bay. They had a bunch of really crazy shit planned. When you realize what Operation Northwoods was, and you realize that this was signed by the Joint Chiefs of Staff, it scares the shit out of you.
Because
it makes you realize.
But Alex, is this real?
Come on, we're all talking here. We're all talking here. Doesn't that scare the shit out of you?
Yeah, that's what we expose.
Doesn't it blow your mind that there's still today, it's 2017, doesn't it blow your mind that people still think that 9/11 happened the way it was?
Okay, we'll get to that.
9/11 Commission
Operation
report?
Northwoods is 100% provable.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah,
Let's get back to that.
It's declassified, 2000.
Well, when people realized that that was a real document.
It was a U.S. government plan to start war with Russia.
And kill people.
They blow up movie theaters, attack U.S. military bases.
Kill American civilians.
Attack the Capitol.
Kill American military.
Shoot people, hijack jets, crash them, have CIA get on board so a fake plane lands, or the real plane lands, a fake plane attacks. It was 9/11.
It's just bananas that someone would actually sit down and write that out.
And it was leaked by patriots 6 months before 9/11 trying to stop it.
Really?
And that's not saying Islamic terror isn't real. It's not saying Bush even did it. Some super dark state group, which Congress now has 28 pages vindicating 9/11 truthers, that Saudi Arabia, with people that they had gotten to convert to Islam and paid off with their trillions, and they got trillions, had joined them in some larger plan to blame Iraq and other countries that were non-radical so Saudi Arabia could take them over.
Who put together 9/11?
Saudi Arabia. The Muslims hate Muslims more than anybody. So they want to invade these other countries.
How did it happen in the U.S.? I mean, the U.S. wasn't involved? Of course, right?
What are you saying?
Who was involved? Who were the key players in 9/11?
It's totally compartmentalized. So you run a drill of the World Trade Center and the Pentagon being attacked on that day. So the planes are told, flying around, oh, this is just a drill.
So that was a drill that was supposed to be run that day.
It all came out.
A drill that was about an attack
There was a
on
drill.
New York,
It
right?
seems like
There
when
was
they
a
do
drill.
false flags, it seems like, okay, we're going to do a false flag. We need to set up a drill. They need a drill going on at the same time.
But let's be clear.
It's obvious.
99.9% of the government wasn't involved because of computers. It was a test. They can do stuff 100 times worse now. No one will know because it's all remote activated. The jets by then were all remote control. Every jet for 25 years, the big new ones has remote control. It's crazy, man.
There's jets now are unmanned.
Absolutely.
Well, no, they're manned. It's just they can go on autopilot.
It's stupid to have
that's
manned
all remote
jets.
control, too.
If you think about
Yeah,
it,
it's remote control.
It's dumb. It's better.
Remember
if it's
Bush?
remote
Remember
control.
Bush
That was the
got
thing
up-
they said about the drone jetliners. When they were going to blow up that jetliner and blame it on the Cubans, that wasn't going to be a jetliner filled with people. It was going to be a drone.
Exactly.
So they had the capability in 1962 of doing that, which is
how did Robert F. Kennedy or JFK's older brother, who was Joe Kennedy Jr., die? He was flying a fighter plane, remote controlling two B-17s loaded with explosives as drones to crash into Germany.
What?
They had drones in World War II.
Jesus Christ. They had drones in World War II. What were they powered by?
It seems
Google,
so caveman
how did
to have
Joe
a guy in
Kennedy?
there.
How did Joe Kennedy
Yeah.
Jr. die?
It does
Secret
seem,
mission over Germany.
It
Look it
does
up.
seem like
Joe
that's going
Kennedy,
to be
their father?
No, Joe Kennedy Jr.
Oh, the crazy thing about the Kennedys is you know, if you're a lot of times you see criminals come from like a good family, and then you see Robert Kennedy and John F. Kennedy, they come from gangster. His dad is a gangster, straight up mafia, and then he has two kids. They thought they had him under control because he's from a mafia family,
Exactly.
and
Here's the,
they
Starts
flip,
going after the mafia.
and then
here's
they
the guy's
flip.
here's the guy's name, Joe
Right?
Kennedy.
Isn't that weird? Because it's
Yep.
like you're the opposite of your parents. Like you want to go against your parents. So Robert Kennedy and John F. Kennedy, they went against that shit. That
No, they went for the mafia. They were crazy.
That's the only reason they were in there because of the mob. The mob supported them.
The mob stole Illinois for him and Texas.
The mob supported John F. Kennedy.
Yeah.
He was hanging out with Frank Sinatra. Then all of a sudden he flipped, and you know what? He stopped hanging out with Frank Sinatra. He started changing his ways. Something flipped. Did he have a kid that died or something like that? Is that something made him flip? I thought I read something. It could be total bullshit.
Who knows what happened?
But it could be that he had a son that died that made him flip.
Well,
Well,
Because
Jamie,
it's something
Jamie
like
looked that up. But
You
let's
know
go
what?
to Joe Kennedy Jr. here.
When
He
you
was
have a
killed
kid
in
that
action.
dies, that can make you think totally different.
Yeah,
when you're,
for sure.
When your kid dies, you're like, fuck this. I'm going with
Eddie Bravo,
my
isn't it?
soul, right?
Yeah.
You're like, fuck this. What could be worse? My son already died.
Let's
what
put
could be
that
worse?
whiskey down.
I'm coming after you.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
coming
terrible.
after you like a fucking Apache savage with nothing to lose.
Joe Kennedy Jr. was killed in action while serving as a land-based patrol bomber pilot in World War II and was posthumously awarded the Navy Cross.
Alex Jones throwing down. Dude, you're on fire. This was almost 3 hours of. There's people out there that
is
thought
nothing. I wanna
you
go
were
for
a
6
total
hours.
nut.
We're doing this for 10 years. Don't
and then
pussy
you're
out.
just
We're going
you're
down.
just laying it down. You're laying it down like Game of motherfucking Thrones.
No, I'm not.
Like yes, you are.
All I know is there's people in the government that want to empower people, and they're trying to do a good job. And I'm not anti-government. I want to have a good constitutional government. And the truth is, I couldn't believe it when NYPD contacted me or the Secret Service. The Secret Service came to me when I was at the RNC. So I had like the number one passes nobody had, red passes. I'd go behind the scenes. Nobody stopped me, but back in the back deal. The Secret Service, like in their suits, go, hey, Alex, come here. I want to tell you something about Hillary. Give us a contact number. In the next month, we're going to contact you. About a month later, I get a contact. They go, can you come down? Because nothing's digital. Can you come down and meet at this place? So I go down and meet. And we're meeting one of my other people as well. Because the way they work was like they were hitting both sides of our operation. And they said to me, Hillary has seizures like every 30 minutes. She's got an ambulance that's black. She falls down all the time. Just have your people at her events. You'll see her falling down. She's covering it up. Well, sure enough, I announced that on air. A month later, she falls down in front of the cameras. We had footage a week before in Cleveland again, same place she was back to. It was a key battleground. And she was like for an hour in this emergency tent with ambulances and stretchers. So I'm telling you, I mean, I've got real sources that really care about what's happening in this country, and everything they told me was dead on. You know what's scary about my government leaks?
Let's go back to
They
that
are
before
so
you move
freaking
on.
accurate.
The Hillary thing was very bizarre because nobody was supposed to mention it. Like you weren't supposed to mention that she was falling down.
And she had those weird, like,
they said, oh, she
epileptic
CNN,
seizures.
pull it up.
They said, oh, she
CNN,
had
MSNBC.
pneumonia. They said, oh, she had pneumonia. Let me tell you something. I've had pneumonia. You know what I haven't done? I haven't ever walked and just fallen down while I'm walking.
Exactly.
Like,
Let me
that's
tell you.
really frail.
Here's the background and then comment on it, because this is key. It's known that in 2012, 2013...
She fell on her head and she got a severe concussion,
Well, that was really brain
damage.
surgery from my sources. But yeah, she's in the hospital for a year. Then...
She was fucked up for 6 whole months, according
Yeah.
to Clinton,
Holy
according to Bill.
shit.
So she
Yeah.
looks
I
like
didn't know
hell.
that.
We don't
Yeah.
know where she is. And then meanwhile, I'm told, hey, she's falling down all the time. She looks like hell on TV. And then Secret Service says, look, you've got the people. Get up off your ass and follow her. So we follow her in like 5 cities. We didn't catch it. We were in New York. They sneak her out. She falls down having epilepsy every 15, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. The point is my intel was good. They gave us good info. So what are the elite thinking? They're going to put somebody in with epilepsy. That's all I'm saying.
But do you think that it was just that their idea was she can hold it together, just anything rather than
They
Trump?
just,
Yes.
as soon as they just wanted to get her through, get all those girls like, oh my God, everything's great, and then they pass all these motherfucking bills.
And it seemed to me that when all this was happening, that people so desperately wanted to not look at it because the alternative was Trump. It wasn't that they were taking an objective look at it and go, wow,
Yeah.
maybe she
I
shouldn't
agree.
be blacking out. And then you consider that massive head injury that she had in 2012, which is real. It's a fact.
Yeah.
People don't like it when you bring that up, though, because they think if you bring that up, you're going to change people's opinion and you're going to help Trump win.
Well,
I mean, that's
let's be clear.
literally
Let's
what
be clear.
people said.
Can I just spend 2 minutes talking to your audience? Which camera is it?
About Trump.
That one. Just look
Let
over
me just
this
give you
general
2
direction.
minutes. I don't claim to have all the answers. And I'm not here to booster Trump because I'm tied to his wagon. If I attacked Trump, I'd make more money. This isn't about money. It's about the truth. Trump really is trying to cut taxes and make people successful and wealthy. He really does care about the average person. The elite have set up a plan to enslave people, to make folks poor. And all I'm asking you to do is get past thinking that you're part of the establishment or you're smart because you're anti-Trump. I'm asking you to actually look at what's really being going on and understand that Democrats, Republicans come and go. Some are good, some are bad. The whole power structure has been against Trump for a very serious reason. Trump is coming after them and really is attempting to bring down this whole global system. And that's why all hell's breaking loose. So I just want your viewers and listeners to know I'm not some political hack. Like you said earlier, I used to be against Bush. I wish Obama would have been real. the point is they got to Obama. With Trump, he doesn't give a damn. They admit they're offering him money, everything. He doesn't listen.
So you think what Trump could, or excuse me, what Obama could have been is who he was when he was running for office, that he was this radical element of change, hope and change. He wanted to close down Guantanamo Bay. He's wanted to do all these things. But once he got in there...
All that shit. He had Che Guevara posters in the back.
During his administration, the DEA decided to not take marijuana off the Schedule 1. Everybody knows it's not Schedule 1.
Yeah, he was the cover for
Schedule 1 means no medical use.
He's not like a narcotic.
That's what it means. That's what it means to be Schedule 1. It's crazy that marijuana is Schedule 1 when it's the most useful. Out of all the different various illegal drugs.
Well, look how smart you are, Joe. You smoke marijuana quite a bit, and you're still a smart guy.
It's definitely not bad for you.
I'm just smelling it, and I can't even think here.
I know you can't.
Listen, let's get serious.
All
I'm telling you is...
What's Trump about? What are those conversations about? Let the people know.
I mean, Trump really wants to make poor people rich. He really wants to defeat collectivism. He hates all the bashing the family and
what's collectivism?
Just all the New World Order. Collectivism is this thing like you're not an individual. You're like part of a group. And Trump can't stand that. He can't stand seeing as a businessman business deals where China has like 35% currency tariffs on us. There's no way you can even compete. And they're shutting off our power plants with regulations, but not theirs.
Why do we do that then? What is the reason why?
Because our elites, quite frankly, under Kissinger and of course, the president who was in that administration, Nixon, they made a one-sided deal for elites to go make deals with China and their billion-plus slaves. I don't say that condescendingly; they're like slaves. To leverage out the West and the whole world's industry. And Trump doesn't like those one-sided deals. And he's saying, listen, we're not going to impoverish America. We're going to empower America. And we're going to actually use American power to promote freedom worldwide.
So let me get this straight for guys like me.
All Trump does is deliver on his promises. Go ahead.
So what you're saying is, in layman's terms, the elite, the people in power, the people that have the green light power to sign these treaties, they were maybe offered a couple mil here, a couple mil there to sign this, to sell the country out so that they could make 10 mil here, 5 mil there.
Billion.
Something like that? Is it something like
U.S.
that?
got colonized by corporate takeover artists, and Trump at the end said, F you. So we're going to take their whole global system they built for nothing, take it away from them, and have the true new American millennium, not the new century. You listen to his, I don't know if we got the time, but if you want to play his 18-minute State of the Union, we could start, or not State of the Union.
We're definitely not going to play that.
No, I
He's
understand.
like the global Fidel.
His global inauguration speech, he lays the whole beautiful bitch out. And so if anybody ever wanted to actually have somebody trying to make them great and wealthy and powerful, it's Donald J. Trump. That's why the whole elite, the whole power structure, Hollywood, all the pedophiles, every damn demon, every pot-bellied one-inch fucker, they are all against Trump because he is pro-human and he wants to dominate all these people. It is an act of alpha male. He wants
the benefits of the ego every now and then.
Every now and then.
Yeah.
Well, that definitely helped him run for office.
He talks to you and he calls you, right? I mean, that's crazy.
That's the way you're talking. He uses English.
People think people that don't know Alex Jones, they believe the mainstream media when they try to crucify him and say he's a fucking quack and he's a.
Well, Alex, what you need, honestly, is someone to temper you. You need me right next to you all the time to balance things out.
Dude, are you kidding?
Calm
You know how
down.
powerful this is? You being right there, you're like the fucking. You're
Just
like
need
the,
to calm him down
I will
occasionally.
sit on your lap.
You got a bio suit on, and you got a fucking ray gun. You're like, okay, we need this alien to benefit humanity, but I got to put this goddamn bio suit on because he's going crazy.
Just gotta steer him occasionally. You get on rants, and you'll connect 4 or 5 different non-related subjects.
But that's
it's beautiful. It's
only
not bad.
a guy that does that. Only a guy that does that.
You guys
that
are
can
nice.
Go rant after rant after rant after rant with no teleprompters. Only a guy that could do is
No, but I'm
the
not
guy
just saying
that's at
that,
his.
Eddie. You're
in his
smart.
place.
I'm not just saying this kiss Joe's
He's right.
ass.
Eddie's right.
I'm actually very
We need
upset
that
Joe has finished all my sentences and knows more than I do, and it sits over there acting like he doesn't know all this.
I don't know more than you do. I definitely don't know more than you
You
do.
know just as
That's
much
just
as I
not
know.
true.
Every document, every secret program, you knew all
Alex,
about it. You know it was a bullshitting.
Listen,
the whole time you've been fucking. You are Bill Hicks.
Listen, I'm microscopic.
We're better than Bill Hicks.
Hold on.
I'm sick of hearing about Bill Hicks.
He's a great comic.
I'm microscopic, bacterial,
penis,
atomic, split the goddamn critical mass compared to Joe Rogan. I'm nothing. And I've talked so much shit about conspiracy theories that I feel like I need to shut the fuck up because I don't want any trouble. I don't want any trouble.
You know what conspiracy theory is?
I don't want
It's
any
asking
trouble.
questions of the universe. It's questioning on your own the mysteries and not just receiving the priest class stuff.
Yes.
But
I'm not trying to. I walked away from my podcast. I thought nobody was listening, but now people want me to go back. I'm like, I thought nobody. But listen, I don't want to be a conspiracy guy like you. I don't want to be that. But I listen to you, and you are my canary in the goddamn coal mine. As long as you're alive, I feel like I'm okay to say shit. But I'll tell you this: every time I come to do the Fight Companion, Joe Rogan Experience, I swear to God, I tell myself, this Fight Companion, no motherfucking conspiracy theories. Let's just live life. I call Joke, and I call him after Fight Companions. I go, I can't believe I did it again, Joe. I can't believe. But something
here's the
in
good
me,
news. Here's the good news.
something in me.
You want to question. You want to discuss the real world.
Something in me wants to help people for some reason. And a lot of times my inner me's like, fuck them. Make a fucking, you know what I mean? Fuck them. And I'm like, damn, if I just walk away, because I'm compelled. But I'm not trying to make money off conspiracy theories. I can have a conspiracy theory podcast right now and it would be okay. But I'm not even trying to do that. I don't want to do that.
Okay.
I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to be you. But something inside me, when the fucking mic's there and someone's questioning me, I'm like, I got a son, and I want to make sure that I fucking do everything I can for him, because I don't want to leave him with some shit that I could have changed. So inside of me, I'm like on the fence all the time.
But you have to be careful. You have to be careful when you're overzealous.
Yes.
Because if you're overzealous, then you actually turn people the wrong way. Then they look at any conspiracies as being preposterous, even the ones that are real, like Sandusky, like the Catholic Church, like so many other ones before. There's a ton of them, like Hastert, who was the Speaker of the fucking House. Pedophile. There's been a lot of
Barney
those.
Frank.
So it's really critical.
Tower 7.
But
Tower
it's real.
7
But hold
went
on a
down.
second. Hold on a second, Eddie. It's really critical whenever you're discussing any of these things that you get all the fucking ducks in order before you pick a side. It's super important because anytime you make some crazy claim and it's connected to a conspiracy theory and it proves to be wrong, it fucks with all the ones that are really true.
And I
you can't get them all right.
You can't get them all right. But you got to be
Smart
real
guy would
careful.
understand that.
People saying I'm Bill Hicks. People saying it
can't get
doesn't
them all
hurt me
right.
that they're saying that. It's like it hurts me. They're that dumb that they don't know I'm my own
They're
person.
not.
Alex Jones.
It's a joke. It's a joke meme, man. It's some Reddit shit.
No, I get it. It's a 4chan.
They're having fun.
But listen, some of them are serious.
No, yeah, but they're having. No, they're not, man.
Some of them
They're
are.
Hey,
fucking
Alex,
around.
let me ask you something really quick. This is very important. Let me ask you something.
Super important.
Like I was trying to say this earlier, but we had to go back and finish something out. But this is very important. I teach jiu-jitsu. I got students all over the world. I got schools all over the world. All my students start to wake up. You know, that's like a metaphor, a conspiracy theory. Like at different times, some are just into me for jiu-jitsu, but they believe the CNN side 100%. It takes them 3 years, and they're like, oh shit, they start smoking weed, and damn, they're all over the conspiracy thought. Everybody awakens at a different point, no matter how smart they are. You can get your master's, your PhD. You could be, I'm a scientist or whatever, but you're working for the government and you ain't thinking about shit. But listen. Do you think Donald Trump is in the middle of an awakening, a conspiracy theory awakening? Do you think
Trump is 100% real.
He's like, is he in the middle of an awakening?
Yes.
Because he could have easily been a billionaire two years ago who bought all the mainstream shit, but he was a billionaire. He didn't give a fuck about the mainstream shit. He's cutting deals, blowing up
Donald
hotels.
Trump.
But now, at a certain point, no matter where you are, no matter how smart you are, you awaken a little by little, inch by inch.
Donald Trump knows which way the wind's going, and as Julius Caesar in the famous play by William Shakespeare of Julius Caesar, there's a tide in the affairs of men when taken to the flood leads on to fortune. Or as Mark Twain said, in the beginning of patriots, a scarce man hated and feared and scorned, but the time when his cause succeeds, it costs nothing to join a patriot. So here's what's happening right now. There's a major shift happening, and Trump really wants to empower the people. Globalism is anti-human. And so all I'm trying to get at is that some really big things are happening in this world, and people watching shouldn't be conservative or liberal.
Can I stop you for a moment? When you say globalism, what do you mean by that? Please define that.
Globalism is like neo-colonialism, but it's corporate colonialism over humans, individuals, government, states, old world, new world. It's worldwide colonialism.
Is it Rothschild, Rockefeller
monopoly.
shit?
It's monopoly capitalism.
Is it Rockefeller?
Seeking to dominate
Eddie, hold on.
populations and create centralized systems of monopolies and control. It wants to end innovation. It wants to end upward mobility.
Why do they want to end innovation?
Globalism is corporate world government.
Why do they want to stop innovation?
Because they see it. I was just burping. They see it as what they call disruptive technology. And humanity's so powerful, you've already got a monopoly.
So is this a recent consideration after the internet has been
part of
invented?
No, globalism is bigger than that, but yes.
Okay.
You're part of that's true. Since they've already got control, they want competition to end. They're in
Right.
control. They don't want challengers. They've seized control of the human psyche, human development, to the stars. They've got it all. They think they're getting rid of humanity. They're becoming gods. Whatever dimension they're tuned into told them that. So they want debates to end.
Right.
And they want authoritarianism.
They want to. Whoa! What happened there?
A bolt came off.
And
What'd you lose?
how is Donald Trump going to stop this?
A bolt came off the. You're going crazy.
How do you see it happening?
He's making bolts come off the goddamn
How do you
microphones.
hoping it happens, Alex? How do you hoping
Thanks
Donald
for putting
Trump?
that back.
What does
Trump
Donald
just
Trump
wants-
have to do with blocking
Taxes
this?
are energy siphons. They're vampiric actions.
Of course.
So if he actually cuts taxes to poor people and middle class and gets rid of tax incentives for really rich, he's like coming after the rich. But from a conservative perspective, so the Republicans are cheering him.
So is that what he wants to do? He wants to cut taxes for everybody?
Except the rich. He's going to increase them.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
That seems like the opposite of what a rich guy would do, right?
But he understands, like Henry Ford did, you got to sell a car where people can afford to buy it. Mm-hmm. You got to pay your employees where they can buy it. He wants real prosperity. He doesn't.
This has been
Trump
announced?
doesn't get off in his limousine driving by burnout old towns.
Has this been announced, this tax plan?
Yeah.
So, Jamie, see if you could pull up what it says. That's fascinating. I wonder if that'll change people's opinions. If that really does happen, and people can save a significant amount of money in taxes.
Where's the problem? The globalists admit they want a global consolidation. They want a global downturn to break everybody's will and accept all the new taxes and regulations. And so Trump is racing. Remember, they had for 8 years 0% interest, but it was only the big banks. Trump said, we're going to keep 0% interest for 1 year, even though he's against it, but for poor people to get 0% interest. Who cares? It's all fiat anyways. The banks lose the money. It's all just write-offs. They're killing it all now and raising taxes.
Trump tax reform that will make America great again. The goals of Donald Trump. Number one, tax relief for middle-class America in order to achieve the American dream. Let people keep more money in their pockets and increase the after-tax wages. Number two, simplify the tax code to reduce headaches Americans face in preparing their taxes and let everyone keep more of their money. So he's
That's
trying
some old
to
plan. He's already implemented it, though.
That's
we're
interesting.
We're 12 days in. We've already got. He's doing it.
So if you're single and you earn less than $25,000 or married and jointly earn less than $50,000, you will not owe any income tax.
Yeah, zero
Holy
tax.
shit.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
End the taxes on poor people.
That removes nearly 75 million households, over 50% of the income tax rolls.
Oh, they're pissed.
They get a new one-page form to send to the IRS
Delivery.
saying, I win. Those who would otherwise owe. How crazy is that? They get to save a new one-page form to send to the IRS saying, I win.
Yeah.
Those who would otherwise owe income tax will save an average of nearly $1,000 each.
Yeah, it's not that big. If you're the lowest bracket that pays taxes, you basically don't pay taxes. You don't want people paying. Taxes are for rich people.
Look
It's
at
like if
this.
you're rich, you pay big tips. You get it. Like, these people need money. Boom, boom.
Look at this statement. No business of any size, from a Fortune 500 to a mom and pop shop to a freelancer living job to job, will pay more than 15% of their business income in taxes.
That's his plan.
This lower rate makes corporate investments inversions unnecessary by making America's tax rate one of the best in the world.
Yeah.
Holy
Here's
shit.
the deal. We have one of the highest rates, so nobody wants to be here.
No family will have to pay the death tax. Holy shit.
You know about this?
Yeah, that's
what I'm telling you,
giant.
dude.
That's
He's
giant.
a deliverer, man.
It
That's
seems
giant.
like Trump is for real, right?
Oh, he's totally
You
for real.
earned and saved that money for
scary,
your
real, man.
family
He's
and
sexy.
not the government. You paid taxes on it when you earned it. That is so beautiful.
Take immigrants. His
That-
immigrant
but that
plan-
is a beautiful tax plan. That death tax is disgusting. So, like, if you left money for your kid, they would take half your money. They take
incredible.
some giant chunk of it, and he's saying that's not going to happen anymore. That alone, that's a beautiful thing. That's
Yeah.
a very good thing.
Isn't it
So you
crazy
call
that
him a homophobe racist?
Trump is painted out?
KKK,
He's
racist,
painted out.
Last
as
night
a-
I land, and they're like 70 of them, and like they're like pushing by families with kids, like KKK, like yelling at families. Just on Infowars, they like literally push by like Hispanic families and black people screaming KKK.
Well,
and I looked at them on tape; they're just going like, "What?"
It
the?
feels good for people to have a clear enemy. And if they can justify in their mind
And
you're a
KKK.
white supremacist or anybody on the alt-right is a
Yeah,
racist.
I heard Trump's KKK, and I heard he's a rapist. Yeah,
everyone's-
that's what's going on.
And people say,
Everyone's
"Oh my
so
God, you're
silly.
all
running
the
with
dumb
it. It's all
people
BS.
are
It's
marching
illegal."
on the streets. That's what's
Well,
going on.
there's also a bunch of people that are looking for some sort of solidarity.
They're fooled. They're being punked. Everybody's
maybe
being
they were.
punked.
Maybe they thought that Hillary was a better choice, and maybe they got excited that they could get together and join up and walk the streets. Anytime you can get people to get together for a common good, in their mind at least, and no one gets arrested, that's a good thing. It
No, I
sucks
agree.
that they
All I
probably
know is-
blocked up traffic for a lot of people and made it annoying.
Joe, what would you do if like almost half the time you go out to eat or in a grocery store, someone comes up and slaps you in the back of the
you were
head?
telling me that happens to you, right?
Well, I wonder where it's like they're interdimensionally connected. Like, why is it always "boo, you're a loser," slap you in the face, in the back of the head? It's like, how are they so coordinated? It's not because they don't. They know this women deal.
That was the greatest thing you've ever said, right there.
No, I'm serious.
Alex,
they all
if
do
someone-
that.
You just invited the door for people going, "Boo, you're a loser," and then try to slap you in the back of the head. It's going to happen now.
No, I
you
don't-
started
it's
a
already
meme.
happening.
You started a human meme.
No. I don't even care. The point is, how are they so synced? Okay, here's the deal.
Well-
you have women going, Allah Akbar, I love
Oh,
God.
I saw
They're
that.
synced by the media.
Synced by the media, and I'm out there peacefully videotaping them the Saturday after Trump's inaugurated in D.C. before I leave. And they're like, F you, white male. They're all white women. F you, jihad. Allah, Allah, Allah. And they put hats on. They put burqas screaming, I'm going to join jihad. You'll never stop me. And I'm like, I'm not going to cut your genitals off and put you on a slave block. I don't get where I've never done anything to women, and all these weird-ass women, including the D.C. police, were letting people attack us. They were wearing like these pink hats. And then they're
You got
like,
attacked?
praising. Oh, yeah, it was on video.
Someone was saying that you were drunk. That's not true, right?
Absolutely not.
I didn't think so.
No. The truth is, the headline was Alex Jones kicked out of inauguration.
Oh, yeah,
no,
right.
they had people blocking the entrances because they had it all fenced off. You couldn't
Right.
get in.
Yeah, it was the whole thing is it's very the whole movement is very aggressive. You know, it's like a response to what they think is aggressive. You know,
Joe, you're all over there slick asking questions.
misogynist.
In the time we have here, let's be serious.
Okay.
What is your real worldview on the nature of consciousness on this planet in intergalactic space? I've been really honest today,
Okay.
giving a lot of true answers. So metaphysically, what is the secret of the universe?
This is what I think. There was a little organism that was just recently discussed. I tweeted it, I think, yesterday, and they think it was one of
precursor.
the very first organisms that was the precursor to what we eventually became, and that all biological life, all like living, walking things, came out of this one multi-celled organism, right?
Daddy.
Yeah, so one thing. I think as that happened, whatever hundreds of millions of years ago, I don't know what the number is, but however long, billions of years that happened to go, if we keep going in that same direction, whatever we are now, it's going to be totally unrecognizable just a few hundred years from now or a few thousand years from now, or if we just do it biologically, a million years from now. But I think that if human beings manage to stay alive for a long period of time and not blow each other up, we're on the cusp of figuring out how to manipulate our very beings, like to the point where we're not going to be people anymore. It's
And
just
that's
going to
it.
change.
That's it.
Yeah.
Humanity is at the crossroads, and that's my message today. The elite have decided, they think, the course of our evolution. I'm here to say shouldn't we decide it and have a debate about it?
Well, I don't
and that's why
think-
the Joe
I think
Rogan
it's-
experience is a great place for that.
People have this insatiable need for innovation. They're fascinated by it. They want the newest phone, even though their phone works perfect.
Exactly.
They just want it. They have this desire. It's a weird thing. It's just like we were talking about. Like these things aren't designed to make you addicted to them. You're just addicted to them, and they're designed well. There's a weird sort of connection that we have to this technology.
You don't
and
think
I think
there's
it's
a-
because
you
of
don't
what
think-
Marshall
'Cause it's
McLuhan
been done
said.
before.
I think it's because of what Marshall McLuhan said, that human beings are the sex organs in the machine world. I really think that's what they're doing. I think all of this integration and all this innovation of all this
We were the primers for them.
this compelling focus on technology is because evolutionarily that's where our biology goes. It goes to technology because it can manipulate it at a far faster
All right.
rate
I
than
hear
our
what you're
evolution
saying.
and
I
all
hear
the
what you're saying biomechanically, but
you do?
genetically through round cells, not square silicon, we do it more beautifully and strongly. I agree with what you're saying overall.
I don't think it's an either or, Alex.
We shouldn't just.
But Alex, I don't think it's either
We shouldn't
or.
just accept it.
They're going to be able to do shit in both ways.
I agree.
They're going to be able to do shit where they're integrating
live 500 years
computers.
longer, I'm going to do it.
It's going to happen.
The point is,
you're going to be screaming
is that
about
we should
9/11
tell
400 years from now.
The public needs to know this.
Yes.
So I think
Well, they
humanity should
do.
have a larger debate about it.
Well, they are learning about it. It's just something that you have to seek out.
It's all
and it's
controlled,
really,
though. All the information is
Yeah,
controlled.
Well, I don't know about that. The information about about innovation and,
think
and
they're just
artificial
letting that shit
intelligence.
out? You think-
but there's-
come on.
They're letting a lot out.
If you were a
there's
gangster,
constant studies.
if you were Tony fucking Montana running the planet, would you let that shit out or would you keep it for you?
But Eddie, there's
You
not
wouldn't
Tony
let-
Montana's not running science. The thing is, these scientists are almost all involved in universities and different studies, and they're working on their PhDs. They're trying to make a name for themselves.
Are you
They're
kidding
exploring
me?
all these different possibilities, and then big companies that can profit off of it in billions and billions of dollars, like Sony or Apple or any of these other
And what
companies,
I'm telling
they
you-
scoop these people up, and their
what I'm
fucking
telling
thing. But
you-
hold on a second, their thing is to innovate and make money. That's what they're there for. That's what they're doing. They're
No,
trying
I
to push
agree.
the envelope in
But
technology.
I've been
they're
big
not,
quiet.
but they're not Tony Montana. Do you understand this? You're talking about two different things.
Yeah, you're
You're
talking
making
about,
a false
You're
entity.
talking about some utopia.
No,
That's
no,
what
no.
you're
I'm talking
where
about
all
what
the
Apple
scientists
is.
are trying to benefit the
Eddie,
world.
I think it's
and all
between.
that
I think
shit.
it's
I'm
between.
talking about what Intel is.
Here's what I'm
the
getting
people
at.
who makes iPhones
It doesn't
are.
matter. We're having a real discussion about the future of the technological system of humanity.
Right.
They don't want that discussion. So this thing's whether it's Joe or Alex Jones or Eddie Bravo, we're all having on the Joe Rogan Experience a discussion the elite are having right now in Kauai, right now with Zuckerberg. I know for a fact.
The elites
So,
are meeting with Zuckerberg
in Kauai.
Are they
What do you
pissed
think
off at
he's about?
Facebook too?
He's about Kauai. But the
What's-
whole point is they're having this
Facebook?
meeting
He owns
right
Facebook.
now,
I like
and we should
Facebook.
discuss
It's great.
what's happening.
Is Facebook part of the Illuminati?
Now you know.
No.
Is a bear shitting in the woods part of it?
Come on, aren't you on
Now
Facebook?
you know. Look at Alex
They're
flexing.
going to
No,
delete your
no, I know they were
profile. You better
stretching.
take that back. They're
Joe,
going to delete your
all I
shit.
know is I
Don't
want
let
to
him delete
empower
your
people.
profile. I know you do.
I
I
don't
know
want
you
to cut
do.
folks off.
I know you do.
Hey, the big issues of the world is he never asked me about Ronald Reagan.
I want to
Oh,
know
listen.
about aliens.
Can we
Aliens?
combine both?
I keep coming back to that
We do it?
because I want to know
You wanna do
what
it?
do they know about aliens?
What do you want me to tell you?
What are they real?
Okay, I'll tell you right now. And what I say is not political, and it's not from my particular
Okay.
perspective.
Okay.
It's from the known knowledge in the universe.
Okay.
We live in a third-dimensional plane. We can see the planets, the galaxies, the suns, hundreds of billions of galaxies photographed, universes. We live in an amazing space-time continuum. The elites believe that it's not in the third dimension that we're mainly receiving transmissions. Ships don't arrive from Alpha Centauris or Giedi Prime or wherever they're coming from, or Betelgeuse. They come here through interdimensional gates that are much closer, through fold space. And so we have to discuss the different influences that are in the universe and on the fact that we have free will and we decide what we want. I don't believe in any of this. I'm simply telling you what the elites believe.
So they believe that there's another dimension, and these beings are from
A
another
bunch of
dimension.
dimensions.
A bunch of dimensions.
And they need baby blood, right? They need somehow they need baby
Well,
blood,
our
right?
brain is able
right?
to tune in. Let me tell you. We're
This
really
is not-
powerful.
I
Let me
didn't
tell
make
you.
this up.
Okay.
We're made in the image of our Creator. Our brain is able to tune into the lowest dimension, the highest dimension. Humans are basically really powerful creatures that can live right close to suns. They're highly radioactive. Nothing else can live this close. We have very short lives because we're like a hive organism that actually lives second to second in the space-time continuum. It's like 100 years. It's a second. And we transmit our data up to be able to live next to, like with these Stargate jump gates that are suns. So because we live so close to these suns, we only have like milliseconds to be alive. So we're actually a hive organism that keeps transmitting up to the next species in our hierarchical system, and then down below us. So we're alive right now in this continuum, and we're trying to progress and make things better. And the elites are trying to make sure that we don't dial into that incredible knowledge we've got as a species and basically die as a species, so that we're not competitors on the next level, as the Bible says, of the interdimensional plane.
But
God
you don't
damn, that
believe
sounded
that, though.
good.
But you don't believe that. You're just saying that's what they believe.
Oh, yes, exactly. I don't believe in anything.
What do you believe?
No, I mean, I believe in research.
Do you think that I believe in research too? Do you think that there is something from other dimensions that can access us?
We are other dimensions. The third
Inside
dimension is only one limited plane in a larger
So
spectrum.
you do believe what
So we're
they
a
believe.
part of that spectrum.
Well, let's just say we're not in Kansas anymore.
Alex, have you ever done DMT?
No,
Do you want to?
I don't need to. I go every night when I go to sleep.
I believe that. He's on. It's like he's on natural
Yeah.
DMT all
You're
day.
definitely on something, man, for sure.
Hey, I got a question for you. You know how this is kind of off the cuff a little bit, but off of track, off the beaten path. But you know how the CIA has always been involved in Hollywood and making movies, and you know, like Zero Dark 30, and you know all these movies that are clearly propaganda movies. You know what I mean?
all that.
And most, like even movies you think they weren't propaganda, but they are. They're, like the superhero movies, how they're just all the plots and the evil. Oh, they're gonna build a bomb and all that. Is there whistleblowers within Hollywood that are making movies, just like in Brazil, it was martial arts were outlawed. So the people that were about the truth, they were like doing dance, but they were disguising their martial
let me
arts
be
as
clear.
dance. Are there filmmakers like that out there that are trying to help humanity with the basis of their films, or is it all propaganda?
Hollywood's like anything else. There's good people and bad people. I don't think Hollywood overall is bad.
Which movies are the good ones? Tell me. Because I'm like at Star Wars. I'm like, is this the bad one that's propaganda?
I think
I don't know.
All the Meryl Streep movies are good ones.
Yeah, which
All of
ones are
them.
the good ones?
Meryl Streep.
Which ones are the ones I should go?
I agree.
Okay,
Robert De Niro.
I
What
disagree
about like
with Meryl Streep.
Talladega Nights?
100%
That's not CIA,
legit.
right?
No
Okay.
way. It's beautiful.
What about like when Hangover 1 comes out?
Let me tell you.
That's not the dumbest
CIA
down, is it? Because I've never met
CIA
anybody that didn't like Hangover. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
CIA is only the name of like one part of the shadow government, which is only like the intellectuals of America.
So those people are on Trump's side now?
Yeah.
And that's the first time ever?
Well, the CIA has never been perfect. It's had its
But
own
they must have been
problems.
with Bush, right? Because Bush used to be the president of the CIA. Bush
Well,
Sr.?
Yeah, George Herbert Walker.
Yeah. So he was head of the CIA.
Here's the deal.
Right.
The CIA was set up supposedly to defend the Republic and do all this stuff. It got hijacked by multinational interests. It's been retaken. And they're cleaning the CIA out right now.
Are you serious? That's fucking breaking goddamn news. Put that shit up on InfoWars. The CIA
problem
is
is it's
cleaning
all around.
house? Oh my God, that's... Are you kidding me? Why isn't that the headline news on InfoWars right now?
In other
Well,
news,
a lot of
Jamie is
good
wearing
people-
the Rock T-shirt.
A lot of folks did really, really crazy things for the CIA.
That's
in this
amazing
country's
shit.
history. And the CIA does like half the fighting. And they were all pissed off, and they were betrayed by infiltrators inside the CIA, and really bad stuff that went on. But right now, there is a counter coup within the CIA going on.
They're cleaning them out.
Well, they're definitely trying.
Jesus Christ.
Damn. I like what I'm hearing.
Well, we'll see what happens. But
Are you happy about the future?
just be ready
Are you
for him to
optimistic?
announce. If
What?
Trump succeeds, within 3 years, you're going to hear major cancer cures announced. You're going to hear
What?
new energy systems announced. You're going to hear new companies announced. They've suppressed all this stuff. And Trump
What?
and good people want to empower humanity. They believe in the species and the planet, and big stuff's about
Do you
that.
know how goddamn crazy it would be if Trump became a hero?
He is a hero.
But do you know how crazy it would
Yeah.
be if the country accepted him, if they figured this out? If this is all true, this all comes true exactly as you're saying, which I really have no idea if you're right.
Hey, you know what you could play right now? How about that Bill Clinton clip that you played where he's talking about vetting immigrants, like more hardcore than Trump?
Yeah, he said we're going to
Yeah.
build
Play
a
that
wall.
How
We're
do
going
you
to vet everybody.
How do you pull that? How does
You
Jamie
pull
pull
out
that
Bill
out?
Clinton and Hillary promote wall. And the wall's kind of, I halfway disagree with him on the wall, because people do a ladder over it. It's metaphysical. It's like, we're a country, we're allowed to have this. Mexico has one, Canada has one. Why can't we? The big thing is just deport people that are on welfare. We need people from Mexico and Russia and Japan and
just deport people that are on welfare. Just only deport the poorest ones, the ones that are most fucked up.
We can't say if you won't do anything and you're come here, we'll collapse.
Okay, so when they come over here, you're saying give them a chance, but then if they try to stay on welfare, then kick them out.
Whether you're for abortion or not.
Sounds good to me.
America aborted all its babies.
Look at this.
1995.
Listen.
This is in 1995.
This is huge.
Not only in the states most heavily affected, but in every place in this country are rightly disturbed by the large numbers of illegal aliens entering our country. The jobs they hold might otherwise be held by citizens or legal immigrants. The public service they use impose burdens on our taxpayers. That's why our administration has moved aggressively to secure our borders more, by hiring a record number of new border guards, by deporting twice as many criminal aliens as ever before, by cracking down on illegal hiring, by barring welfare benefits to illegal aliens.
Way more radical
In the budget
Trump.
I will present to you, we will try to do more to speed the deportation of illegal aliens who are arrested for crimes, to better identify illegal aliens in the workplace as recommended by the commission headed by former Congresswoman Barbara Jordan. We are a nation of immigrants, but we are also a nation of laws. It is wrong and ultimately self-defeating for a nation of immigrants to permit the kind of abuse of our immigration laws we have seen in recent years, and we must do more to stop it.
If that doesn't vindicate fucking Trump on all that fence shit,
but it also makes you realize what a
retarded.
bad motherfucker Bill Clinton was, because Trump can't make a speech like that.
Think about that.
Bill Clinton was a good guy.
Think about that.
Hit me.
He's
I want
a
every problem
good
hit me right now. Full power.
Dude,
No,
that
that's
was
not full
Bill
power.
Clinton.
No, don't
so
hit
if
each
you're
other.
out there marching,
Full power.
talking
Don't
about
hit
the
each
fucking
other.
wall, if you're some chick out there marching, talking about the wall, and you just heard that,
Eddie, that was not
and
a
you
rule.
don't realize, I'm giving you a chance. Admit you were punked. It's okay. Everybody gets punked.
Full power punch.
But from this point on, shut the fuck up
Okay.
about it.
Full power. That's not full power.
No, okay, let's. That's about
Hey,
it, folks.
are you kidding?
Good night,
I was
everybody.
a 27-time
Yeah.
Taekwondo
You've
champion.
drunk here.
If I give you full power,
Okay,
you're going to be in the
Eddie.
hospital.
We should go to a piss break.
I think we've had
Then
it
come back
enough.
with Reagan.
No,
Oh, you're done?
it's 5. We're going to
No,
wrap
no,
this
no.
up. We got it. We did a good job. We put it
Oh,
together.
can I ask one more question?
Go ahead.
One more. You know me, I'm fucking fascinated with the conspiracy theories just like you. Every night, dudes are watching fights and boxing. I'm listening to conspiracy theories every fucking night when I go to bed. I listen to Alex Jones every day. Every day.
Okay.
The one thing that gets that I don't get, I get the establishment, I get the Illuminati, I get all that shit, but then there's Ronald Reagan. Every now and then you have Dr. Steve Pachenik on your show, and he's talking about some serious conspiracy theories. All this shit, he's confirming everything. He's deep in the CIA, confirming shit. But then when they talk about Ronald Reagan, they talk about like he was the last great president. And I thought, that actor, the guy, wasn't he an FBI informant? Isn't he so goddamn establishment? Ronald Reagan? I don't get that. Explain Ronald Reagan. I mean, George Sr. was the vice president, director of the CIA. He just seems like
Joe,
total
I don't mind
establishment.
cutting this off, but this is once in a lifetime.
Okay, explain Ronald Reagan.
So if you want to
please.
end the transmission, that's fine.
No. Explain Ronald Reagan. Go ahead.
We were just joking around punching earlier.
No, it's okay. But his question.
Promise me 8 more hours
Explain.
then. The listeners want 8 more hours.
He wants to know about Ronald Reagan.
And I want to
Okay.
know the
Hold on.
movies I could trust. Tell me the movies I could trust.
Okay.
No.
Ronald Reagan.
We're not in some love fest with Reagan, but after all the Obama globalization, it's like a nostalgic good thing. Reagan ran against George Herbert Walker Bush, said he was globalist, CFR, world government. Then they told him at the convention, okay, you won, but we're going to not let you have the nomination if you don't want to put Herbert Walker Bush in. Then a year in, they shoot him. They just released that guy. And so all this stuff went on.
Oh, shit. I didn't know that.
And so Reagan didn't get his agenda through, and they tagged on Iran, Contra, all this other stuff. Reagan actually wanted to get rid of the IRS and a bunch of good stuff. So, yeah, I know he's an anti-communist.
So he was running against George Bush. He beat him. And then when he got the presidential nomination for the Republican Party, they forced him to take.
That's the true story.
They forced him.
But let me think. I think Trump's
Damn, I
way
didn't know
better
that.
than Ronald Reagan. And I wanted to believe in Obama, but he's a total globalist.
This new tax thing is crazy.
You
That's
did
pretty
believe in
radical.
What did you think of that?
It's pretty radical.
Joe got mad at us trading punches.
That's
Well, I
okay.
just don't
Tell
want
us
you guys
about,
getting crazy.
Give us
We're
our
not
final
gonna
statement
fight.
on Trump. On Trump, give me
Just
the
choke me out.
people. There's people out there that think Trump is racist and they think he's a sexist and a whoremonger.
I
Close
don't know
with
about.
that.
I think you
Listen,
added that more whoremonger thing.
He's
That
not
might
a
have-
sexist.
Hey, I'm not
He's not a racist.
criticizing.
I do think he
Okay.
likes women.
Okay, well, good for him. A lot of people do.
Okay.
So you think he's a good guy?
I know Trump's a good guy. He look what he's done is he's delivered like no president ever.
All right,
I mean,
everybody.
ever.
So far,
everybody
it's been
wants
2
to,
weeks.
everybody wants to find some reason to hate him and some reason to figure out a way to get him out of office. But shouldn't we, at this point? I mean, he won their game, right? There's a popularity contest. He won the popularity contest, and that's really what being president is.
Yeah.
Figuring out a way to get the most amount of people to say, "I like you better." I mean, it's really what it is. Yeah. And he's the first truly popular person who's really good at manipulating the media to win the popularity contest. Everybody before him had just been a politician. He's the first guy that's actually famous that then became president.
He's 2.0.
It's never
have
happened
we only been
before.
on air?
Ronald
How long
Reagan.
have we been
3.5
on?
hours.
Ronald Reagan was
We went at
famous.
3:30.
Ronald
Why
Reagan was an
How
actor.
How long have we been on?
What
Five
time is it,
o'clock.
California?
Yeah, it's 5 o'clock.
But
Ronald Reagan was an
Reagan
actor.
was famous.
That's only 2.5 hours.
Yeah, but the point being that he wasn't that famous.
Ronald
he
Reagan
wasn't
was a
famous
famous
like Donald
actor.
Trump. I don't think he was famous like
He
Trump.
was a movie star.
Yeah.
Ronald Reagan, are you kidding
That's
me?
true, but I don't think he was a big movie star. I think he was like Christian
fine.
Slater.
We should probably end
Donald
this
Trump
now.
wasn't a movie star at
No
all.
offense, Christian Slater. I loved you in Blade.
Hey,
He was in Blade. It was
Shay,
the other
Joe,
guy.
this
Fuck.
won't. Joe,
No, he was in Blade, right?
I'm
Was
ready
Christian
to-
Slater in Blade?
Joe.
No. Stephen Dorff was. What was Christian
Infowars.com.
Slater in?
So was Ronald Reagan?
God damn
did
it,
he
you
get
guys.
all his? Did he get his?
I'm ready to end this right now, but I'm telling you, once in a lifetime interview. We haven't got the real questions. We're only
Well,
2.5
what are
hours
the-
in.
No, we're not.
3.5.
It's 5.
3.5.
It's 3.5 hours.
It's 3.5.
When did we go live?
1:30. 1:30. We went live at 1:30. We were sitting in the chair before 1:30.
He's on Austin time.
I understand.
He's all confused.
that's
Look at the
it.
clock right next to you. See, it's 5 o'clock. Yeah.
Fine, I'm ready to end
What
this.
else? What else do you want to talk
All
about?
I know is, some of your listeners should know,
Okay.
I've really told you the real truth
Okay.
of what I've researched. You shouldn't believe MSM. They're total corporate whores.
What do
And
you think is going to happen? How do you think this is going to play out? Now that you think this sort of silent, bloodless coup has taken place and this guy has gotten through this net that had been set there to make sure that no one other than the people that were already inside the system could ever run it. So he got through.
That was well said.
He's running it now.
We're
what
in
do you
an
think's gonna happen?
incredible, once-in-a-lifetime situation. Trump isn't perfect. He really wants to empower humanity. All of us have to work hard, be involved, hear our views, put out our ideas, and just move forward. But they are planning to try to assassinate Trump.
You think so?
Oh, God. They're demonizing him, saying killing him all over
You
the
mean
news.
assassinating for real, or do you mean assassinate him like publicly, like politically
Both.
assassinate
They
him?
want to politically destroy his name, and they want to politically also try to kill him. All I know is America had half the wealth in the world 20 years ago and 5% of the world population. We've lost half that wealth. And it's that as we get more powerful, they get more powerful. And the elite have been trying to domesticate America. Not that we're perfect, but we've got ideas of industry and ideas and doing things that change everything. And so the real elite of this planet want to kill competition. They want to consolidate control. They want to end the internet of governments that's America.
They were about. If Hillary would have won, they would have censored the internet.
Oh, yeah. I didn't tell you this.
How are they going to do that?
100%.
Look it up. Look
Alex,
it up. Fact
explain
guy's really
that,
good.
Alex.
I'm actually surprised
They
how
were
fast
all-
he is.
they were-
Can I tell him?
Putting
Yeah,
the
please.
pieces together, they were about to do it.
Okay.
Tell him.
The headline is Obama establishes Ministry of Truth. 3 weeks before Trump takes office, 1 week after Trump's elected.
So Ministry of Truth being something that stops fake news.
Yes.
Is that the idea behind it?
News the government
Right.
doesn't agree with.
Yes.
Right. So the problem becomes, how do we decide what's fake?
Exactly.
Obama
So
quietly
they're gonna
signs.
put-
Go back, please. Go back, please. Obama
shit.
quietly signs the Countering Disinformation and Propaganda Act into law. Wow. Late on Friday, with the U.S. population embracing the upcoming holidays and oblivious of most news emerging from the administration, Obama quietly signed into law the 2017 National Defense Authorization Act, which authorizes $611 billion for the military in 2017. In a statement, Obama said, blah, 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 blah. Where does it say?
But you
What's the
read down,
important
he
part?
says
It's
to
a lot, it's a
federalize
long-ass
the media
thing.
over the governors, board of governors, the FCC.
Federalize the media, meaning federalize television shows,
Everything,
HBO,
all
Netflix,
transmissions,
your
all
website,
information, all galaxies.
your website, my website, everybody's website. What are you doing, Eddie?
He says Obama last-minute bills.
Like all that shit he signed on his last days.
Read
all
down.
that shit.
Read down a little lower. It says in the bill, we're going to federalize. Put it back up. I'll show you.
Jamie's going to find it.
We're going to federalize communications and put the CIA over the Board of Governors of the Federal Communications
That
Commission.
sounds so crazy.
Dude, you would have been sent. You would have been subject to that shit.
Of
they could
course.
have easily came to you and said, "Listen, you can't talk about that no more."
Of course.
If Hillary would have won, that would have happened, dude. We were like this close.
I wonder if people would have ever went for that. That seems
Let
like
me show you what Trump does. He is like up till 2 in the morning. Everybody knows. 3 in the morning. Tweeting.
Get mad
he
at
watches
people.
video clips. He gets on the internet now.
He's a conspiracy theorist.
Which means he questions
Donald Trump.
Okay.
He's our president.
Yeah.
I'm not saying Trump's perfect. I'm going to keep Trump honest. If he does anything, I'm going to come out against him. The point is that
he's a different kind of thing.
Is
and
he
you
gonna
think you
open
can
he is a
911?
rogue element.
9/11. Is he going to do anything about
He's
that?
already exposed the fact that elements of the government worked with Saudi Arabia to launch the September 11th attacks 16 years ago.
He's going to reopen that shit?
He said he will.
You think that? Imagine that. Imagine the reopening
Imagine
of 9/11.
Eddie Bravo.
Imagine
Get him
that.
to tell us about the
Beautiful,
alien bases on the
succulent
moon,
female.
please. Tell him to release that information about the alien bases on
That's
the moon.
the next question. What does he know about geoengineering?
Right.
What does he know about...
Aliens.
Not about aliens. Fuck
No,
aliens.
no. I
How
want to
is
know
it
about
gonna
aliens.
help
Don't say
us
fuck
here
aliens. I
on
don't say
the
fuck
land?
chemtrails. You don't say fuck aliens. Okay?
All right, let's do a
I
Donald
thought
Trump
we
call.
were over aliens.
Let's do a Donald Trump
I'm
call.
back. I'm back on
Let's
aliens.
do a Donald Trump call.
I'm so
Okay,
bored
let's do it.
lately. I'm back
Hello.
on aliens and
Hello,
Bigfoot.
You're
Alex.
back on aliens?
And Bigfoot.
Dude,
How
I
are you
was
doing,
done
Mr.
with
President?
aliens 10 years ago.
Well,
I
sir,
was like,
I'm doing
this
well.
shit ain't real.
Go ahead. Sorry.
No, it's like ring, ring, ring.
Oh, you
hello.
ring, ring, ring. Here we go.
Hi, Alex. Oh, Mr. President. What's going on? Well, we're moving the agenda forward to cut taxes. What do you think? Well, I'd like to know about those secret space bases. Well, Alex, you've got to come to Trump Tower for those meetings.
Ooh, I'll come to Trump Tower. I want to know about aliens.
Hey, ask Trump. If he wants to
Okay,
learn some jujitsu,
if
I'll
he
give him
tells us to
private
get a
lessons.
private jet
half
and
off.
fly to New York to meet with... Do you want to meet with Trump?
I want to see the bodies, the alien bodies. We go to Ohio.
Get Trump on
We
this
need to
show.
go to Hangar 18.
Alex, can you imagine Trump on this show? That would be huge for him.
Probably not a good idea for anybody.
No?
I don't know. Who knows?
If he wanted to be
Joe
on the
just
show,
wants to
you would
end this.
accept
Hey,
it.
I don't care.
I would have to say yes.
Joe, I don't care if you're too cool, but we're going to go eat after this?
Well, we have to get the fuck out of here for sure. Let's talk about whether or not we're going to eat or anything else. But it's already 5 o'clock, so we're at 3.5 hours in. Is there anything more that you have to say before we get out of here?
Oh, let me get another question.
Is it? No, Eddie. I want to ask Alex.
No, I mean, literally, I really seek the truth and try to tell the truth. Infowars.com has all our articles, our research, our videos, our podcasts, what we do. And I'm not left or right. I'm not liberal or conservative. I'm really trying to find out what's going on in the world. And so after all these years, Joe, this has been I love
I'm
how
glad
you
we finally did it.
crystallized really good questions. You kind of knew all the stuff I was going to bring up. So that was scary.
You just get crazy. You just get crazy, and you want to keep going and keep going and keep going and keep going. But I think sometimes you got to go. Okay, hold that thought. Expand and explain, because
you
a lot
did
of
good.
times things that. But hold on a second, Eddie. Things that are in your head, self-explanatory. You already know about it. There's a giant percentage of the people that are listening to this have no idea what you're talking about.
No,
so we gotta,
I get it. I get it.
I want to say this. For the Joe Rogan listeners, have an open mind. You've heard him for 3.5 hours. Download that app, that InfoWars app. Start listening to him.
Eddie, why don't you do your show on Infowars? That's the move. The Eddie Bravo Radio comes back on Infowars.
I would do that.
There we go. We
No,
made
we
it
need,
happen.
we need
But listen.
Joe Rogan samples.
Magic.
But listen.
Okay, but listen.
The fuck was I going to say? All I want people, I just give him a chance. He doesn't know shit about space, but when it comes to politics...
You don't
when
know
it comes
shit
to
about space.
Yeah, when it comes to politics, he's a fucking master. He's like a
fucking
coral
with you,
belt.
dude.
He's like
He
Helio.
believes you on the
he's
other
like
stuff.
He's like
He
Helio
doesn't
Gracie,
know
and that's a
shit
compliment.
about space. He's Joe Rogan.
Hold up,
No, you're
Jamie
great
pulled
about-
something up.
No.
Jamie pulled something
I'm
up.
just
What does it
being
say?
honest.
No,
You
that's
can't
the
be
thing
an
Obama
expert on
signed.
everything.
Countering Foreign Propaganda and Disinformation Act of 2016. The bill expresses the sense of Congress that. What a weird expression.
Okay, what are we looking at now?
This is that bill, that anti-propaganda bill. Foreign governments, including the government of the Russian Federation and China, use disinformation and other propaganda tools to undermine the national security objectives of the United States and key allies and partners. The U.S. government should develop a comprehensive strategy to counter foreign disinformation and propaganda and assert leadership in developing a fact-based strategic narrative. And an important element of this strategy should be be to help promote an independent press in countries that are vulnerable to foreign disinformation.
Translate that. MSM is on the ropes. They're panicking. They want to shut down their competition. What American watching this or listening doesn't think they should decide what they should listen to or not?
Do you think that would be ever accepted, that they would allow people, someone that works in the government, to censor websites and podcasts?
Obama signed a law.
In China, it's already happening.
Yeah, but this isn't China.
1 month ago.
I mean, do you
It
really
could
think
happen.
that
They
would
do
happen?
this. They signed a bill to try it.
That's
what I'm telling you.
So crazy.
Notice how I tell you, look at it, it's a damn bill.
One of the
they
things
gotta-
about podcasts is that they're basically just a pure conversation. It's just people sitting down and talking. And if you stop pure conversations, I mean, that is like one of the most heinous forms of
Sacrosanct.
censorship.
It's too late. You can't stop.
You can't.
They
But
could try it.
you could
They've
try.
been trying it.
But if
they
they
can't
really
do
did,
it.
if
They
Hillary
can't do
really
it.
did get into office and they really did try to implement
She was
some
gonna
sort
try
of a
Exactly. Let me
filtration
say this in
process.
closing. I almost wish Hillary would have won because that could have been outside the power. And I keep Trump honest. I mean, I attack Trump and does something wrong. It's hard to find, but he makes some mistakes like torture or iPhone codes or whatever. But
So torture, you think, is just, it doesn't work? It's not
Doesn't
good.
work.
It makes us look terrible to foreign countries.
It lowers us to their level.
Yeah.
Exactly. But Trump came out against torture 2 days ago and said, okay,
So he changed his mind.
he's good on stuff like that.
Well, that's very
He's
unusual.
waking up, and when you
Well,
wake up, you change your mind on
He's
a lot of
also
shit.
independently wealthy. That's one of the
He's
things
on
that
his own.
separates
Huge.
him.
That's probably a
Yeah.
huge factor in this. I
gotta
mean,
be.
he's not part of the Obama-Hillary network.
So that's what I'm saying is that there's no calculation. I just treat you like I want to be treated. Big stuff is happening. It's a very exciting
Let
time.
me ask you this before we wrap this up. You know, if Trump is this new stage of politician or new type of politician, what kind of person do you think would be like literally the perfect person to run this country? And what would the perfect person do?
Ron Paul?
Yeah, Ron Paul's great, but I think it's somebody who's worked hard in private business, who really has a sense of success, who loves America, who has been through the gauntlet of demonization and attacks and dealt with it.
Yes.
I think it's Donald Trump. I mean, you
And
look
know-
at what he's been through, man. Who's been through this?
Think about
and
it.
been a winner over, and I'm not in some cult of Donald Trump.
Right.
In fact, I want to hate him. I want to not believe he's so good. But man, when he calls up and can like read your mind and knows what you were just thinking about, you're like, man, this guy is like God of the devil.
This tax thing is very fascinating. It's
Oh, my
It's going to
God.
be very interesting
He's
seeing
going to
how
raise
people
taxes
receive
on rich
that.
people.
It seemed to me.
I'll pay it.
The mainstream
No, but I mean,
media
you're not even
is
rich.
doing
Billionaires
everything.
are gonna pay.
To me, every time I turn on my iPhone, you know what? I didn't ask for fucking Fox News Bulletin.
They force feed you.
CNN. They force feed me every morning. CNN. So when
Yeah,
I
they
turn
don't
on my
feed
phone,
you Joe
hold
Rogan
on.
Experience
Yeah,
or
yeah,
InfoWars.
yeah.
That's why you
They
got to search
feed
it out
you-
because Joe's real, I'm real, you're real. Whether we're perfect or not, it doesn't matter. We want to be real. Everyone should human intelligence support this podcast and InfoWars and the Joe Rogan Experience and make this dominant, which it already is. Just to say, listen, bitches, you may force feed Eddie Bravo a bunch of CNN, Fox News shit every morning, but you're fucking getting the Joe Rogan Experience up your fucking ass.
Holy
Jesus
shit!
Christ, I
that
can't
was
believe
amazing.
you went there.
Every time I turn on my phone and look at what is CNN trying to fucking force feed me?
Yeah.
Boom.
Since when does an iPhone force feed you the possessed demonic
And it's always
PCP jizz of fucking Anderson Cooper?
Anti-Trump.
Disease.
Every day. I'm on the
Hold on.
the
You
show.
know,
Anderson
taking
Cooper
a shit.
seems like-
anti-Trump.
They're anti-Trump.
Taking a shit.
What's that tell you?
Anti-Trump.
But isn't
Taking a
Anderson
shit.
Cooper a nice guy? Seems like a nice guy.
CIA, admittedly.
CIA? He worked there like in college, right?
No, beyond that.
Beyond that, he admitted it?
He's part of the like wimp CIA.
The wimp
Operation
CIA.
Mockingbird.
Wait a minute.
Real- hey, let's-
Wait a minute. CIA has a wimp division?
They have if you're the Astor family like he is,
Yeah.
or the
Vanderbilt or some
John
shit.
Vanderbilt, John Jacob, Mr. Meyer Smith, his name is my name too. If you
All right, folks. That's a wrap.
No, it's not.
No?
You
You
have to
wanna
make
keep
fun of
going?
me at the very end. We're talking about
I understand.
transcendental, transcending information here, Joe.
I think. Sometimes we're talking about
Now,
that.
Infowars.com and Joe Rogan Experience and Eddie Bravo.
Eddie
no
Bravo.
more radio. Hey,
Eddie
hey,
Bravo
if you
Radio,
want to bring
soon to
Eddie
return
Bravo
to
Radio, we'll do a
Infowars.com.
rock and roll conspiracy theory
Oh,
on your
Jesus.
network. If not,
He believes the CIA
if
created
not,
Jimmy
be
I'll
honest,
Hendrix.
stay
I'll
home.
let
I
you
don't
cut
give a
off.
shit.
What?
How does this go? As well as you thought? Be honest.
Better.
Better.
This was fun.
Yeah,
I enjoyed
this
it.
is awesome.
I enjoyed it.
What do you think it would be?
What?
What did you think your 9/11 episode would be?
Oh, I thought it'd be exactly like. This is as good as I could have hoped. We had a good time. We had a lot of laughs. We talked about some real shit. We brought up some news articles that confirm a lot of the crazy things that you're saying that make people like all those new arrests. There are new arrests about pedophiles and sex slaves. Like, holy shit! If that's real, what story was? What news source was that story?
That was KTLA.
And how many?
Channel
Yeah,
5.
it was right. And how many different? Is it like all over the place on the internet and a bunch of different news sources?
They're going after
That one
him.
about the sex slaves and being released.
It's in the Associated Press.
Children. Yeah. So
You
it's
know
a
what I'm sitting
mainstream
here,
story.
I'm sitting here thinking Trump is a major force, global force right now. Trump, and he talks to Alex Jones. Alex Jones talks to Joe Rogan, and I'm here because of Joe Rogan. I'm like, holy goddamn shit, we got some kind of lightning bolt going through the world right now with this
Sure, but it's not
podcast.
like Joe's like, well, it's like all of us together. We're all there. And
It had to be like this for it to be like this. Every day before today, however it went down, had to be like this for this to happen.
Well,
Are you
I want it
kidding?
to be better than 8 years before I come back. And Joe, next time you're in Austin, you got to come in studio. We got to do an interview.
That story, that 474 stories arrested, was like many major news sites. It's crazy.
Yeah, no, it's real.
This is
Yeah.
a galactic thing going down right now, man. This
well,
is huge.
some interesting things are happening to people, and it's happening at an accelerated rate, and we're all part of it. Everybody listening to this, everybody talking to their friends,
It's a
everybody
species-wide
reading,
awakening.
everybody reading the internet, everybody watching documentaries,
Yeah.
everybody reading books, everybody understanding that we know more about how things work today than we ever have before, and it's weirder than we ever thought.
And,
It is.
And
Isn't
and
this discovery incredible?
the crazy thing
Yeah.
is when people aren't. You're just not asleep and then awake. You're asleep and then you're partially awake. You know about you saw Zeitgeist for the first time. Oh, you're partially awake. You don't know about all this other stuff. So when you hear about all the other stuff, you still got that mentality where like that's bullshit. That's bullshit. People are partially awake. Not everybody
Well, a lot
is
of
fully
it is
awake.
bullshit, though.
Yeah,
that's the problem. There's a
yeah.
lot of wacky conspiracies out there.
Like
Like
what?
dinosaurs
Loch Ness,
aren't real.
Loch Ness monster.
Dinosaurs aren't real.
Hey,
Loch Ness
you know
monster,
what?
they
Who
believe
knows?
is a shark. They believe it's a Greenland shark. I think.
Greenland sharks are black.
Yeah,
the way-
they think it's a shark that's like millions of years old and got into that water back when it was connected to the ocean because it's an ancient creature. And they used to think they were extinct, but now they don't anymore. They found some. So they think the Loch Ness monster. That makes sense. Or like a
That's
sturgeon.
basically
you gotta-
25-foot great
It's
white.
like it's
Yeah.
all about where you get your information from.
No,
When
no,
when you
no,
break
no,
it
no.
down like a
Blind.
scientist.
It has,
Like,
like,
where did
things
you
growing
get
on
the
its
information
eyeballs.
from? You
Jesus,
know,
guys can't talk over each other.
That's what it comes down
Well,
to.
I'm hardly talking.
I know, but he's talking
Alex,
over
you talk
when
too
you're talking
much.
about Greenland sharks.
Punch me in the arm.
No,
I
no,
want the
don't
full
hit
the
each
one
other.
thing about
Don't
Alex
hit each
Jones
other.
is I
Now,
will
like,
say
as
this.
we end the show,
Yes.
Eddie Bravo bashes
No,
me
no,
in the
no,
arm.
no,
I'm
no.
gonna fuck you up
Not
with my left
necessary.
hand, and my left hand is my strongest.
I do it.
No.
I want it.
Okay.
Because I'm southpaw.
Everybody,
I
you
want-
guys are
For those of you
beautiful.
that don't
Thanks for
know,
listening
southpaw,
in.
Now.
Thanks for listening in. Thanks for tuning in to episode 911.
Infowars.com.
Eddie Bravo, Alex Jones, and Joe Rogan signing off.
All right, Joe, we got to do it again soon.